Welcome to beginner series of Workato. Today, we are going to explain about the data manipulation discussion using use case. And also we'll see the how to do our implementations. Okay. So before we move into our today's session, let's have a quick recap on our previous session. We have explored data manipulation using lookup formulas, working with the lookup formulas, and also we saw how to handle null or empty values. Okay, so let's discuss about today's session. That is a use case, because so far we have used a lot of formulas like say number formulas, string formulas, list formulas, also some other formulas like lookup formulas as well, right? So let's begin to understand these formulas, how to use in a implementation wise using use case. So today's use case is, say, imagine you have a sales database containing information about various products. The example, say like these are the following fields: product ID, product name, sales price, discount rate, and discount price, right? So here the task is you need to calculate. That means like we need to calculate the discounted price for each product based on its sales price and the discount rate, and then update your database with the calculated discount price. Okay, and there is a note saying like applicable for create value database. Means say whenever we create a new record in database, okay, so that should trigger our recipe and calculate a discounted price for the given product, which is includes sales price and the discount rate. We have to use those two values to calculate the discounted price, and we have to give a final price for the product. Okay, this is about the use case. We have to know the note point here. We have to be careful about this point. It is applicable for create value database. It's not applicable for update or a delete. Okay, and the batch size is 2 of 2. Okay, we have to mention of we have to take in the batch wise. Okay, without wasting our time, let's go to our workspace and discuss about this use case in a practical way. Okay, so once you log into your workspace, so here's how the workspace looks. Okay, so I already created the recipe to discuss about this use case. So let's go into that. So here I have used basically the new batch of rows in sales table, that is in a SQL. So we can see that particular table creations everything in some point. Okay, so I have used table as sales and used unique queue as product ID, and has mentioned in the use case that is batch size of 2. Okay, where condition I have put because so I have to calculate the discounted price, right? So that column will be having a null values or a maybe empty, right? That's how we have to use these conditions to understand whether that particular row is already filled or the discounted price is null or empty. Okay, so then only we have to calculate. Otherwise, there's no record of calculating it again, right? Okay, so now the absurd batch rows, because I have used the batch size, right? The 2. So whenever the 2 records comes, it will be 2 particular records will be inserted as a batch wise instead of single record again and again. It's inserting. It will insert 2 records at a time. Okay. So here the key point here is to calculate the discounted price. As you know, the sales price minus the discounted rate, whatever we have, divided by 100, that will be calculated into a sales price. Means whatever I get, say like it's say 35% discount rate. Okay, 35 divided by 100 into the sales price will be my discount rate, means like discount amount. So that amount need to be calculated, like I have to subtract it from the original sales price. Okay, that gives my the discounted price. So remaining will be as it is. We have to fill it out from coming from the trigger. So this is a very optimized level of using the task, because if you see, I have used only one task here. So instead of having the for loop, or maybe using a one single at a time, like the record to be inserted every time, I've used batch size here. So here the trigger will not count as a task, whereas this only the third step that is like count as a task, and this is a optimized level of using the batch size instead of using a real time or a single task, a single uh, like value inserting into the database. Now let's go back to our database and look at how the database looks. Okay, so let me show you the database. Okay, hopefully you can see this workspace. Okay, now I have created a table in this is as a schema, which is originally like will be there in the whenever you create a workspace, like you create an account in MySQL. Okay, so I'm using that particular schema as my database name, and I'm creating that table inside that particular database. Okay, so while creating, you have to make sure that the product ID is not null, and it should be auto increment, and for discounted price default to null, because we have to calculate. Otherwise, if you insert some values into that, again there's no record of calculating it, right? And we are making the primary key as the product ID. Okay, so this is how you create a table into that. Once you create table, this is how your particular table looks, say with the column, say product ID, product name, sales price, discounted rate, and discounted price. Okay, so now let's say like any records are present or not. Okay, let's see, let's running it again. Okay, now see, I have a few records already inserted to showcase you like how this calculates discounted price, and how the final price of the product. So example, adapter, which is sales price say like 1,500, whereas the discounted rate is 35%. So after discounted price or discounted rate, like we have the discounted price will be final price is the 975 rupees. Okay, this is a sample value I've shown you. Let's go back to the workspace now. Now if you see, the particular point here is to understand is the how we have to optimize the given use case. So for that, first thing, we have to understand how to do the use case. Means first we have to design, then we have to do the implementations. Okay, so the design part I will explain you in the next session, so that you'll understand what is the scene behind how we think about the use case. This is for to understand you in a better way, so that it gives you the how we have to tackle or how to understand use case and how to go for the implementation. So before that, what is the in between the use case requirements and the implementations? In between that, we have a design. So design is a very important perspective to understand the how the user thinks, right? I want a one trigger, whereas the batch size is 2, and I'll be giving the upset rows. Whereas somebody thinks instead of using a trigger directly from MySQL, he goes for trigger scheduler based, right? And once he goes scheduler, he'll go search, or maybe go for insert directly or something. He will do, sorry, or he'll go for search and then he'll go for upsert. So it takes 2 or 3 particular tasks. So to avoid that, so I've used the trigger itself is as a from the MySQL, and then in the third step I've used upsert. So this is 2 different perspective of seeing the use cases, right? So that will make you understand how to go for design before the implementations. This is for our your knowledge purpose. just have directly I'm going for giving use case to implementations, but never do that, so that it will be gives you in any trouble comes into picture, you cannot go back again redesign the your recipes or maybe use cases, right? So first, always go for design, then go for implementations. So I'll make you understand the design perspective, how to do the design of the given use case in the next session. Okay, this is how the use case is based on the design. I have implemented this. Now let's go exit this particular workspace and go to the jobs recipe. What I'll do is I'll insert the this is not in the start recipe. I'll put the product names. Okay, say charger, charges cost say like 1,200 just, okay, and a 15% discount. Okay, next is say cooling pad. Okay, and it is say 2,400. So 15%. I have inserted 2 records now. I'll just apply it. Okay, something is issue. Sorry, there was error in applying SQL script to database. Right? Let's see what is the issue. Charger. Okay. There was error in applying SQL script to database. Right? Let's see what is the issue. Okay, so we were discussing about the error, right? So let's see why it is giving error now. So if you look into that particular error is, say it says too long for column product name, the row one. So I have given the product name as Workato 10, whereas I'm giving more than that, right? So just remove this. I'll give some other product name, say mobile. Okay, so I'll give as 9,500, 15% discount, apply. Oh, again, it's wrong. 1 second. Let me give this product value 13. Let's apply it now. Okay, perfect. This is gone, everything. Now let's see. I'll just start the recipe. Let's what will happen. Okay. So it says one record, one job font. Let's see, like it's see, if you see here, the product ID is 12 and 13, right? It's got inserted. Let's see, like just refresh our MySQL workspace. See if you see, it's calculated the discounted price. Now let's say again, I'll just add, say one more is headphones. Okay, 14. Say 10,000. So let's say 20% discount. Once again, bottle. So 50% discount. And keyboard is done, I guess. No, keyboard. Okay, so 200. So 55% discount. Just apply. 3 products I've added, right? See. So now let's finish it off. I've added 3 photos. Now three products into the workspace. See, now what will happen? Let's see. Okay, if you see now, if you observe the carefully to the workspace, so job is it's triggered for 2 records. Again, it's again one more job is had triggered for the third one, right? Because by gave passes us two, so it takes two maximum two records into the job perspective. So it will calculate for that and gives the answer for that. Whereas whenever you add more than two, it is acts as the second job. The third, like say after two records batch size is taken care, the next two, or maybe whenever you add, say example, five records into the database, that means first two records will be one job, and the another next two records will be the second job, and for the fifth one alone it will be the next job. It means three jobs will run for the five records total. Okay, so hopefully you understood the what is the use case, how to implement in the recipe wise, and as well as you can see like how the database structures to be handled and how to create in the database. And we will discuss further on the design perspective, okay, so that you'll understand why we have to go for design in the next session. So that you have, I hope you understood the use case as well as the implementations. So till then, keep practicing and we'll meet you in the next session. Thank you so much.